And take a left here, my dear. I didn't even need to say it, did I? You know your way by now, even through a forest this huge. Da 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 dum dum dum. What should I cook for dinner tonight? I'll make something for both of us as usual, of course. But do you have any requests? I'm afraid I don't know what your favorite meal is, so... Ever since we began stocking up on more outside food, as you know, it's a little overwhelming to have so many options to choose from. I learned to cook using mostly things that could be scavenged, you see. The human world is so interesting. How simplified life has become. How accessible even essentials like food have become. Packaged in the store like that. Already made if one does not wish to cook. It's genius, really. The act of simplifying everything in such a convenient way. Of course, I knew about it all before last week. And I have been inside of a grocery store several times too, mind you. But never before have I explored quite to that extent. I almost want to try it, you know? Those pre-packaged meals. The ones that come wrapped in plastic and are cooked inside of a microwave. I've heard that they are not very healthy, and yet I feel the insatiable urge to try one nonetheless. Perhaps next time. If it's just once, it's okay, right? Just once. Yes. Da 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 little cafe that we visited today. It was only my second time inside of one, of course. The first being with you the other week. They're such lovely little places, I think. It's so much different drinking tea and eating cookies in a place like that than at home, even though the meal is essentially the same. Isn't it strange how much an atmosphere can affect the way you feel? How just being in a certain place, or being around a certain someone, it can change so much, can't it? I'm beginning to understand that. Da 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 da. Is there something wrong, my dear? You look a little down today. Or, lately, I suppose. No, I just mean... No, it's fine. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. I would never pressure you like that. Distance is fine, just know that I am here if you need me, alright? Here we are now. Allow me to get the door. Adventuring outside, it is very nice. I love exploring, seeing things that I haven't before, especially if it's with you. But it feels good to come back home. I've been living here a while now that I think about it. Home. It's been a long time since I've thought about a place of residence that way. I've been traveling for what must be decades, trying to find something to keep me in one place. Something worth stopping for. And, well, I think I found it. There's no need to look embarrassed, my dear. That's just how I feel. Wow, it really is exhausting, all of that walking around. I suppose I'm just not used to it. The fire is still going strong. I'm going to sit down here on the carpet and rest for a little, if you want to join me. It's warm. This reminds me of the day that we first met. Do you remember? We sat down here then, like this. Just like this, really. Except it was a lot later on in the day, of course. Fire always feels cozier at night, no? That's what I think, anyway. Oh gosh, I was so nervous. I hadn't spoken to a human in a very long time. Or anyone else, really. I hadn't realized until I met you how very lonely I'd been for so long. I suppose it's a good thing that we crossed paths, isn't it? I kept wondering what was wrong with me up until that point, so I kept moving from place to place, trying to fill the void. But nothing really worked, and so it just grew and grew. I suppose it's impossible to fix a problem if you don't know what it is, huh? I thought I was smarter than that. I suppose it was arrogant, am I right? Thinking that because I am 114 years old, I am as intelligent as a wise human. One who has lived and explored. One who has reached the end of their lifespan and seen everything that there is to see. But since meeting you, I have realized that I am just a child. Just a naive child who has so much more yet to understand. So much more that I have not even tried to understand. That is the difference between your kind and mine. That humans absorb so much knowledge so well in such a short amount of time because they are fully aware that the time that they have left is little. And we... well... what a wasteful existence. To convert what I'm sure you see so much into so little. They live for... I do not know what purpose our long lifelines serve. I'm not sure Kitsune like I, who does not quite identify with the rest, never has, who has always felt different. I'm not sure someone like me will ever understand anything as complicated as that. But human beings are perfect in my eyes, I suppose. Your lifespan. It is perfect. Would you agree? It's incredible how evolution works in such fascinating ways. Enough time to not have to worry about procreation alone. Too little to spend endlessly wandering around and around in circles like I. That is why humans are so successful, is it not? Your lifespans are what have brought your race so far. The ideal amount of time. It is enviable. Absolutely so. But I still think about that day, even now. Especially now. Really. Quite often. I think about the day that we met every time you are away. When you are working or living out the life I'm sure you had before you met me. A life that I know nothing about. I think about you laying here by the fire because it's familiar and it's safe. And it feels like you here now, you see? Before you, well, this spot was my favorite place in the entire cottage then. And now, that feeling is so much more powerful. It smells of you, you see? Your scent. Laying here every night, thinking of you. Well, I always wonder the same thing. It's not even something I need to ask, especially not something that I need to wonder. I know that the answer is obvious. It is one I know, that it is one that we both know. Of course. But it hurts to think about that, you know? You must know with how close we've become, with our relationship being so distant lately. It hurts for me to even consider. But that night, I know that the lifespan of a kitsune is much longer than that of a human. I know this. Of course I do. I'm not stupid. I'm not crazy. I wouldn't forget something that important, and yet The idea of a life without you. The idea of a world where you are dead, peacefully or not, whether that death be from old age or from something else. So, you understand, don't you? You won't make me have to say it, will you? It weighs down on me, this concern for your well-being. It is crushing. I am terrified. My nights are sleepless. I don't even think you can begin to understand how scared the thought of you leaving this world makes me. I don't even understand it. And it is so wrong. I know this. Of course I do. And yet these feelings continue getting stronger. Every time you leave me. You leave and I don't know where you're going because you don't tell me about the rest of your life. You don't tell me a thing. When I've shared so much with you. I know nothing. One day I fear that you are going to leave. And you are not going to come back. And then what? What do you expect me to do then, my dear? I couldn't. It's this town. I can feel it, you see? I've been trying to put it off for a while because this cottage here with you is the first place that I have thought of as home in decades. I see now. It's getting to me. I've changed, haven't I? I'm not like I was before. And I have to blame this place, the energy here, because if not, If not, I start to believe that it's me that's causing these awful spinning thoughts in my head. They go around and around and around. So much worse at night. So much worse when you're away. It's intoxicating. I fear I'm going to snap. And then I don't know what could happen then. You must understand these feelings I have. At least to some extent, right? If they are caused by this town, or if they are just me. I know that this is unfair to you, that this is all so incredibly unfair. But what else can I do now? What more can I do than confront you when you are so withdrawn? Are you so quiet, so distant lately? Because you know I've changed. You knew it too, didn't you? Of course you did. Of course. Of course. Will you please say something? Is it me? Could you at least offer me that much? Just that. Is it me changing like this? Becoming so paranoid? Or is it... Are you tired of me? Could that be it? Don't you want? Would you prefer it if we did not meet up anymore? Please. Why won't you reply? I thought that we were doing fine. Up until now. I thought today was fun. Wasn't it fun for you? Aren't you happy when you're with me? If that's not it, if I'm wrong about all of this, and I hope that I'm wrong, then is it so horribly incorrect if I... would know if we left this place. If I left this place, I would know once and for all if the cause of these irrational feelings are the fault of my own or not. So, even if this is your home, even if you have lived here for all of your life, even if it is selfish for me to ask, so incredibly, unfairly, sickeningly selfish, even if it is wrong, you understand that I have to, don't you? At this point, I have to fix this between us. This divide. This drift. It's driving me insane, my dear. Even if this is my home now. No, it's not this cottage that matters. Of course it isn't. Of course it isn't. This was just a temporary stay. Another stop in what could have been an endless journey for me, going around and around and so it's you. It's you that changed everything. It's you that's my world. It's you that's my home. So, my dear, would you run away with me?